Hello. Well, it's a beautiful day today, but also a sad day today. I just got off the phone with insurance and agreed to a settlement to total loss the Cayenne. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to try and save the car, but the way it worked with the insurance and the body shop and kind of the process that they go through, I was put in a pretty tough spot where I could either buy the car back and have it salvaged and try and repair it, um, or take a check for the settlement, and it just made more sense just to take the money. It's kind of crazy because when I drove the car in, it was running and driving and just needed some body work, and yet here we are, and now it's gone. Long story short, so I was driving down the highway, and a young girl was in the lane to the right of me and came in. I guess she didn't see me. I think I was in her blind spot, although a blind spot doesn't really exist if you know how to set up your mirrors, but nobody does. So she came in right into my lane and boom, hit me, and could have hit me on the front, on the passenger side, right front wheel first, and then the rear quarter panel second, so two kind of impacts. So the damage was down the right side of the car.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And car's running and driving fine and stuff, but I took it into the body shop because it was too much work for me to handle, and if insurance could do it, then that was going to be great. She admitted fault like right off the bat, so she was, there's no issues there. So their insurance, her insurance was State Farm, and they were going to take control of it and pay for the damages. So I took it to the body shop, and they proceeded to take the car apart, like doors off, body panels off, glass out, to assess the damage, which I didn't know they were going to do. So they took the car apart and then gave an estimate for about 20 G's to fix the bodywork. There's no mechanical damage, just needed an alignment, but everything was good. All the control arms, tie rods, everything was good. But the cosmetic damage was expensive. They submitted to State Farm. State Farm said, "Hey, look, we're just going to pay out for the total loss." Makes sense for them because they get the car back. Then they own the car, so they're going to pay out whatever. But then they're going to get a bunch of money from auctioning it off at salvage, and they're going to get a ton of money for that car because it's all good. Transmission is good, engine's good. The air compressor is a $3,000 unit that's just been replaced. Tires are good, brakes are brand new, so they're gonna definitely make a good chunk of money back. So from a business perspective, it makes sense for them to salvage it rather than try and fix it, which sucks for me because I love that car and obviously put a lot of work into it, and it's gonna be tough to find another one. So it ended up I could have taken two options. One was take the money and try and replace it, or take the money and then pay them for the car back, but once I got the car back, I wouldn't have the car back as I drove it in there because it's all apart, so I've got to pay for it. They weren't going to pay to put it back together. I got to pay for it to go back together, and then at which point I still am left with a car that can't drive on the street because now it's got a salvage title, and then I'd have to get it fixed myself, all the bodywork and everything, so that it could pass, the state salvage to reconstructed title process. And then I've got to insure a car which is, reconstructed for however much more that is. It might not be that much more, it might be insignificant, but even if it is insignificant, it's a long process that, where with things going on at this time of the calendar year, like I just don't have a lot of capacity to chase all that stuff through, and I'm not sure I'd be a whole lot better off at the end of it. So, there is a convenience factor in the decision making here, but it's just sad to be in that spot at all, to have to make a decision like that, when really the car didn't need a lot of work to get fixed. Just needed, you know, kind of a new mirror, a few doors dinged, but, you know, obviously the shop it went to, for sure, you know, trying to do it all properly and professionally and like to a very high standard. But yeah, so, and they're gonna charge the insurance company a ton of money. So that's where we are. The Cayenne is gone. I guess it's still technically mine, but it won't be for too much longer. So today we'll go to the shop. We will collect our belongings out of it. We'll say last goodbye, and try and look forward. You know, it's been an awesome car. I'm totally sold on it. Like, the Cayenne Turbo is just immense. Like, what a perfect street car. I don't think it gets better than that car. It just does everything so damn well. I think it does everything better than any car on the road. It doesn't do any one thing better than, you know, better than specialist cars. But if you need a car that does everything, there's nothing comes close. So, who knows? Maybe we'll find our way into another one. But first things first, got a big week ahead, so let's get through that. Might have a new car in the garage, so we'll see. But yeah, a lot of things going on, a lot of exciting things. But yeah, this was taking a moment to pay tribute to a really cool car. So let's go see it in the shop. Let's go grab some stuff out of it and say goodbye. Man, this car looks so good. It's just so damn sad. It's so damn sad. The car's so good. You look inside, it's immaculate. It still smells. It's got that Cayenne smell. It's just like leather. Gonna miss that. All the doors close nicely. It's like clunk. Everything looks good. It's immaculate in there. And the sad part is I know it drives. I know it drives great. Needs an alignment. Man. Ugh, this is brutal. This is so brutal. Well, this is it, old friend. Last time we're gonna sit in a 957 Cayenne Turbo. Still looks good. Let me see if I can show the interior here. Oh no, I can't flip it. Oh, let me do this. Great car. Just does everything well. Just does everything well. You can take it on long road trips. You can tow a track car. You can haul 4 people comfortably. You can take it on a date into the city. You can take it on some twisty roads. You can drive to paddle tournaments in comfort. You can cruise at 120 on the highway. Not that you're supposed to, but you can if you wanted. And it's just badass. But sometimes you gotta move on. And this is one of those moments, so I'm gonna appreciate the experience I got to enjoy for a little while. And who knows, maybe we'll find ourselves in another one. Great car. Sorry, old pal. Sorry, buddy. I let you down. Dang it. So at this point, you've seen the pictures, you've seen the car, we've got the stuff back at the house. We'll put some of the stuff in the basement, and hopefully we'll get to reuse it again in another car. But yeah, R.I.P. Cayenne. Best street car I've ever owned. Awesome. Was super excited the day I got it. There's a video out there which is kind of cool to look back at, and you know, from the moment, the whole time, loved driving that thing. It did cost a lot of money. It was one of the most expensive cars I've had to maintain, because I did use it, but stuff broke. The pdcc lines broke while I was on the highway. Had to repair those. Got really lucky that the pump didn't go. The air compressor failed, and that was a big unit. That was like $5 grand at the dealership. Did all the brakes, rotors and pads, and that car chews through pads and rotors. Tires, went through a bunch of sets of tires because that thing just burns rears every 20,000. And you know, it's expensive. A terrible fuel economy, and it's a older car, so it doesn't have Bluetooth or any of that cool stuff. And you know that you know, you're gonna have to do some, you know, pretty regular maintenance. I redid the power steering reservoir filter fluid. Same thing with the pdcc hydraulic system. Did that, and did plugs. Obviously, there's engine bushings that need to be replaced fairly often. Thinking of the arm at the top of the engine, and there was stuff that probably needed to come up. You know, turbos were burning a little bit, maybe a little bit of oil, so probably gonna have to get them rebuilt. Engine mounts probably need to get done in the next few years. So they're expensive cars to maintain. Like, there's just no way about it. They're expensive cars to maintain. But if you can stomach that, then it doesn't get much better. Loved it, loved driving it when it ran well, and I didn't have any lights, which was actually most of the time. But when it was running well, oh, what an awesome car. So yeah, hopefully we'll find our way into another one. But yeah, it was a pleasure. Triple black 2008 CTT. I hope to live the dream again.